everybody, the Great Dino Ranger here again, back with another review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Jurassic World Dominion Roar Strikers Liopleurodon. So this is a new figure, part of the Dominion, I believe, Wave 2 Roar Strikers line, and this is another item that I got for Christmas, and we're going to be taking a look at this because I'm really excited to finally have another marine reptile in the Mattel Jurassic World toy line, or the lineup, I guess, because we already have the small plesiosaurus and the large mosasaurus, so it's really nice to get a medium-sized marine reptile, and that's the Liopleurodon. And hearing that name really gives me nostalgic vibes of that Liopleurodon that appeared in Walking with Dinosaurs. Although the colors don't really match it, it's really nice to get a Jurassic Park Liopleurodon figure. So taking a look at the box here, it's your normal typical Dominion Roar Strikers box, so looking very nice there. And then on the back it shows you the render of the figure and what it does and some other information, and it shows you 3 other dinosaurs you can get, such as the Megaraptor and the Iguanodon. All those I have. I've reviewed the Iguanodon. The other 2 on there I have not, but their reviews are coming up, so stay tuned for those. That's just a brief rundown of the packaging. Let's go ahead and take this figure out and take a closer look at it. Alright, so here we have the Roar Strikers Liopleurodon out of the packaging. Out of the box, this is a really awesome figure. You will have to attach the tail once you take it out, so there is a little bit of assembly required. So just attach the tail, and it's a easy click into the body, and then there you go. You have your complete figure. But this is a really awesome figure. I love marine reptiles, and to get Jurassic Park toys of them is super cool. And we never really got that with Hasbro, but with Mattel are just killing it. They are super good at producing all these marine reptiles. First thing that I want to talk about is the colors. I love the colors on this marine reptile, or the Liopleurodon. Very basic, natural, very aquatic-like. You got a nice gray tone on the upper part of the body, with a little bit of brown spots on the back, which I wish kind of continued down. And then on the bottom, you got like this white cream color on the underside, so a nice contrast of light and dark, very fitting for a undersea animal. So the colors are really spot on. Just kind of wish maybe some of the lighter colors and the dark spots continued all the way down to the tail. Looking at the detailing here, it's very nice. It's a very nice detailed figure, not super decked out in it, but yet again, it's a marine reptile. You don't see a lot of details in water animals because everything's all shiny and smooth on their skin because they're swimming. But here on the head is really decked out in a lot of scaly skin texture. You just got a lot of nice pebbled skin sculpted into the head here. You got some nice bumps that stick out here on the side of the lower jaw, and then just really nice amounts of sculpt work on the head. And you got the nice nostrils, which probably could have been on the top of the head. I'm not sure if that's incredibly accurate or not, but that's just the way I was used to it. The head is very nice, and you can see on the top of here, the top of the head, very nice scale detail, looking awesome as usual. And here's the front part of the head and the underside, so very nice texturing, and it feels very real too, considering it's not rubber. And the teeth are very nicely sculpted, and same goes with the tongue and the skin flaps. Very nice. And then, interesting enough, you get another set of teeth on the roof of the mouth, which we'll get into more of that later, but that is not accurate to Liopleurodon, but like I said, we'll get into that later. The teeth aren't interlocking with each other like I thought it would, so it's very interesting that Mattel didn't go that route, but it looks really cool. Here on the neck, you get some nice, finer, smoother sculpt work with some little bumps on the neck, and completely on the underside of the figure, it's all smooth. It's the same thing with the mosasaurus and the plesiosaurus. It's very smooth on the underside of the figure. And here on the top, you just get some nice bumps here and there. So they kind of look like barnacles, but they're more like osteoderms kind of. And then everything else is like this lined, textured, rough skin, which is really cool because you don't really need a marine reptile to be decked out in pebbled skin. You just need it kind of like some nice smooth texture to give it like that slippery, watery feeling. And here on the tail fluke at the end looks really nice. I'm really glad how Mattel's focusing on accuracy with a lot of these figures. Same goes with the Spinosaurs with their new tail, and these marine reptiles with the tail flukes. And you can see more of the bumps on the flippers. The flippers are just like the body. They're nicely sculpted, very smooth-like, not rough. Very naturalistic in my opinion. Same goes with the back flippers. And on the underside, you got the Jurassic logo and some other legal information molded in. Looking very nice. And you got the speaker box there. Totally forgot to mention that. But yeah, the detail on the sculpt is very fitting for this Liopleurodon. I'm very impressed with this figure overall. Here is the scan code. You just easily lift that up, and there it is if anyone happens to need it. I doubt it, but you know, it's fun to show those. And yeah, everything just looks really cool, the sculpt and the colors. So I'm very happy with this figure. Articulation wise, each flipper can move individually. That is super cool. I love that. I love how it's not part of an action feature. You can just pose this thing however you want. It's going to look really good, or it works better for pictures. But you can see here the front flippers can go all the way down and go up about that far, so not too far, but it can also rotate all the way around. Same goes with the back flippers. They can rotate 360 all the way around, and they can go down pretty far, just like the front ones, and then they can go up not too far. So you get some nice swimming poses, like the famous swimming motion of the Walking with Dinosaurs Liopleurodon. And then the tail can twist, which is kind of useless, but you know, it's a nice little addition there. But yeah, that's really it for articulation. Everything else is tied to the action feature, which is all based on this button right here, which is cool because it's not pressing against it. You have to a button to push, unlike some of the other dinosaurs. So those were the action features, very nicely done. I like having a button for this animal. The head moves down and it opens its mouth. And I like the sounds, very aquatic-like. There are probably a little bit of herbivore sounds in there, but I like the low bellow noises, kind of like whales or maybe crocodilians, but the sounds are awesome for this figure. So for size comparisons, here it is next to a human figure. Here we got a mercenary. So Liopleurodon wasn't a big animal. I mean, it was big compared to a human, but it wasn't necessarily like T-Rex size or Mosasaurus size. But you can see here the head is actually pretty large, almost as long as a human figure. But yeah, this is accurate, but nice scale with the human. And then here we have it compared to the Plesiosaurus. This is the second version, probably the best one because I love the blue coloration. But here's our smallest marine reptile in Mattel's toy line. And they scale very nicely. So yeah, this Plesiosaurus is probably a good prey option for this Liopleurodon. And then last but not least, here we have the gigantic Mosasaurus compared to the Liopleurodon, and it completely dwarfs it. Liopleurodon is no match for this giant monster. Maybe not incredibly accurate to the fossil record in real life, but for Jurassic Park, this is pretty accurate. Mosasaurus was huge in those movies. And the Liopleurodon, I think, scales very nicely to be just a good generic medium-sized carnivore that looks like it can easily be preyed upon by the king of the oceans itself, the Mosasaurus. As you can see what I'm doing with the poor Liopleurodon, it can easily be taken out by this giant animal. But yeah, the scaling looks really nice with this one. Super impressed by it. Another thing I want to get into here is that the Mosasaurus, in case any of you don't know or happen to already know, I guess, the Mosasaurus, or most of the Mosasaurs, had a second row of teeth on the roof of the mouth, just like Mattel did with this figure, because the Jurassic World one had it, which is very accurate to science. But other than that, I'm really surprised to see that Mattel gave their Liopleurodon the same thing, the same second row of teeth on the roof of the mouth, which is used to keep prey from escaping the mouth. But I'm getting to this because the Liopleurodon never had this feature. It never had a second row of teeth on the roof of the mouth. That's just something that I guess maybe Mattel thought all marine reptiles had. So that's very interesting that they gave it, but a really nice little touch. Kind of gives you the whole genetic modification process with a lot of these Jurassic Park dinosaurs, since they're not 100% accurate, and they probably gave it mosasaur DNA or something. But either way, that is a really cool touch there. So everyone, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. For my final thoughts, I love this figure. I love having another marine reptile, especially in a normal, more medium-sized, generic size range. But it's really cool to finally have this new species. My only gripes is that I wish maybe the brown speckling were to continue down a little bit, and probably it would be better if it wasn't electronic, so that maybe we could put it in the water. But other than that, really awesome figure. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll see you guys again for the next one.